Hey there, it's almost 2024 here in New Hampshire. No ice to speak of. Maybe some small ponds here and there with some locked up spots, but really nothing to speak of, kind of like last year, very frustrating. So that being said, without the ice, I just kind of keep doing the little prep stuff, buying new equipment like this Livescope that I just picked up this year. Super pumped to use it. Try it out. I've been a Lowrance guy for years, and I'm really excited to try out this new technology. So with that being said, this is the kind of the reason why I built this hole hopping sled for this year. It'll give me the advantage of getting out to a spot on my snowmobile with my flip over and taking this small sled out and kind of assembling this quickly to hole hop so I don't have to lug around the big equipment. So again, this is just a short little video showing you the build that I did here for this hole hopping sled. So to start the build here, I just went with the smallest jet sled I could find, which happens to be the Chappelle Jet Sled Junior, I guess. So the dimensions are about 21 by say 42 and about 7 to 8 inches deep. So again, just the smallest sled that I could find for this purpose. It's exactly what I was looking for. I'll get into the addition on the front here of what I did later in the video. So the next thing I did is I wanted the Livescope elevated off the base a little bit in case any slush or, if it happens to be raining, melted snow gets on there, so it elevates it a little bit. Also, a little protection around the backside for when I put my ice auger or whatever else is there, just to protect that expensive piece of equipment. So basically I went to, I believe it's called milkcrates.com, if you can believe it, and picked up a couple of these double wide milk crates. I just kind of cut open the front here, dremeled off the front to allow the Livescope to fit in there. And then I attached some heavy duty zip ties on there for the Livescope to sit on to raise it up off the base of the sled a little bit. Also, by raising it, it allowed the actual screen to come up above the rail of the sled for viewing while you're fishing. A couple other little things I did to this. I attached 2 little rod holders, very simple. I just got a couple couplings, dremelled out the front, and zip tied them on. The other thing I did was put these 2 notches in, which I'll show you what that's for here coming up. All right, so you can see the Livescope fits nicely in this crate with the front cut out. Again, that just kind of allowed me to, when I get to the spot, tuck this in. Garmin's mounting bracket is great. It's very easy to adjust. With the adjustment, as you can see, I have some space underneath the rail, so I can kind of slide this right up front. You could, pull this sled right up to your hole, pull the sled onto the backside, and you're ready to go. So again, milk crate to protect the unit and also to elevate the screen above the rail and to elevate the Livescope off the bottom of the sled. I put a couple eye bolts into the top of the sled on each side, and just got myself a bungee cord, which I may need to get a little one that's a little tighter, but basically just to keep this crate from sliding forward too much, which it doesn't. I'm not going to be towing it behind a snowmobile or anything, but it does just kind of keep it in place here. So that was the next step. So I also wanted to figure out a way to attach my transducer pole, which I did upgrade to the Summit transducer pole, which is great. I don't have it hooked up yet, but I'll show you what this little part is here for. So if you have just gotten a Livescope, you probably got out the mounting pole, and it's just kind of chintzy and bulky. So I kind of followed what everybody else was saying and went out and got the Summit telescoping pole here Seems to be really, really cool. I'm excited to hook it up and try it out. But again, I wanted to have this mounted on the sled somewhere. So I came up with this little system on the back. I was going to try to mount it somewhere here, standing up. But I found that just by placing this pole on the back and pushing this up against the bungee, had a nice fitting spot here. And then I drilled out these notches and put in the ball bungee cords. Simply just slide them over the top, and your pole is not going to go anywhere while you're walking from hole to hole. Like I said, not going to be towing it, behind a snowmobile, but for the purpose I need it for, it seems to, it's going to work great. Again, just to show you these simple rod holders I made, nothing special by any means, but using my jaw jacker poles. But you can see it works fine, it does the job. Going from hole to hole, you have a spare rigged up with a different lure, and you're ready to go. So those are just the very simple rod holders. So I wanted to obviously bring my auger and drill with me too, while I'm hole hopping. Was trying to devise a way again to either mount it up high or off here. But I did have enough space in between the milk crate and the side of the sled to drop the drill down in here, the actual drill. It's pretty snug, but it fits. And again, this milk crate protects the equipment from the drill. And then I was running it up here and just kind of leaning it up on the front. But the drill was, would fall down in between the blades or slip off to the side. So I came up with this piece of beautiful ingenuity. What the amazing things you can do with PVC pipe, right? So basically I just cut a 8-inch, 6-inch, 4-inch piece. This was roughly 16 or 17 inches or something. A couple caps, a couple T-fittings, and then these knobs here, which allows me to take it on and off if I'm not using it. Kind of just, put it through the sled here. Now I'm able to put the drill in the back the drill in the back, and the auger just kind of comes out in the front. The other thing I did with this is measured it, so this piece also, if you didn't want to use your auger, and you can collapse this down, so you can just kind of push this down and it folds back into the sled nice, keeps your milk crate secure, put all your gear up front still without losing any space. All right, so putting the drill in, basically you can just slide the battery into the side of the sled here, and then it just sits nicely on the front. Nothing crazy special, but it's very secure. This isn't going anywhere here. Even if you had your, like a spud bar, you could put your spud bar up across here as well. So your auger fits in nice. It's elevated so it doesn't get in the way of your tow rope. And it's there when you need it. It's elevated off the bottom. There's probably a good 3 or 4 inches underneath the battery of the drill here, underneath here. So you could probably put some tip-ups, slide some tip-ups underneath here on the side if you needed to as well. I picked up a 2-gallon Igloo water cooler with a screw-in top this year. Gonna try that out. When you have your regular bait bucket in the back of your snowmobile and you get to your spot and your sled's filled with water because it's sloshing all over the place. Thought maybe I'd try this out, see how that goes. I'm a little concerned about the threads freezing, but I put some Vaseline or something on there like people are saying. Anyway, another little spot for a bait bucket. This is a little bit wider than some of your smaller, like maybe Frabil ones. Definitely a little tight with the rods here. In hindsight, I would have moved those out. I still can, just to give you some more room up front here. But still able to fit that. And then in the front, you're still able to fit a nice, good-sized gear bag up front too. All your lures and jigs and extra line or whatever else you need. But again, bait bucket, you don't really need it because if you're hole hopping, just jigging, you're probably not going to have live minnows anyway. So as you can see, if I took this out, you have your gear bag with your tackle boxes. Very, very ample, a lot of space up here. Ample room for whatever else you need to put in there. One last look at everything kind of up close. Here's your transducer pole with the 2 slits on the side. Auger fits in the back. Auger holder in the front. Rod holders. Livescope in the basket. Really excited to try it out. All right, so that's the basic build for the Livescope for hole hopping. Really hoping to get out there soon. I'm itching like crazy. Cross your fingers for ice, and we'll see you out there maybe. See ya.
We'll be right back.